y'all doing? What's up, Fearless? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for your view and your like. Thank you for hitting the like button. How's it going? You feeling any better? How's the new day? Man, you know, what's today? Tuesday? Man. It look like it's about to rain too. Man, I ain't trying to be up in this. I'm trying to get up out of this here. Hey. Alright, so as much as I would like to do like a lot of the YouTubers do whenever they're waiting on people to show up and just sit here and not talk about nothing until people show up, I can't go out like that. I gotta talk about what we're supposed to talk about, because otherwise the people that do click on it don't want to sit here and wait forever. So start it. Hopefully y'all day is good. My day is good. Hey, all we can do is hope for better days, to be better versions of ourselves. Sorry if I look like I'm looking off into the distance, because I actually am. I'm not multitasking here. But back to the video. All right. So, hey, what's going on? There we go. What's going on, Rob? Lafayette in the building. Thank you for your view and your like. I appreciate you, sir. Hope everybody and everything's good. Rob said one of Tupac post-Tupac albums, Better Days. Yes, sir, man. Tupac was one of the greats. Definitely on my Mount Rushmore. You know what I mean? So if you're here, then you know what it is. You know why you clicked it. Basically, I'm here to talk about Tory Lanez. I'm giving you an update on him for those who don't know who he is or what happened. Tory Lanez is a Canadian American from Canada, as they say. He's a singer. He got locked up shooting at Meg Stallion. Whether it's true or not, you know, that's a whole nother story. But basically, if you haven't heard, yesterday, he got stabbed up. He was in prison yard. He got stabbed up multiple times, unfortunately. The good part is he survived, but they tried to make him like his injuries weren't as bad as they are. Otherwise, they just didn't know the extent of his injuries. But it's definitely developed into something much worse. Rob said, Tory Lanez not my cup of tea, not trying to troll any stretch. No, I understand. Tory Lanez ain't really, a lot of people don't vibe with Tory. Some people do, some people don't. Me personally, I've never really been a fan of his albums like that, like projects, but I do know that I like a lot of his songs, and I like the way he raps and sings. So I was a fan of Tory's, to where if he did drop something, I would want to, at least check it out. But I always thought he was a pretty gifted, talented man to have such a short temper in different situations, not involving Meg Stallion, but this period. I just feel like he just, he had little man syndrome, you know what I'm saying? Rob said Meg Stallion admitted to lying on Tory Lanez. And the thing is, once you lie about certain stuff, it don't always work out for you. Yeah, you get a little success, you get you a little bump in life, but ultimately, you're gonna suffer, And I'm not saying that she lying, I'm not saying she ain't, because I don't know the details of it. But I will say that if that was the case, then there's no way a person can think they're getting away with it. Because if you do wrong, it's gonna come back. And that's anybody. Nobody's the exception. Me, you, them, none but nobody. Rob said Willie D said that on his channel. Willie D's pretty good. Willie D has some good as far as what's going on. So he be up on his stuff. So Willie's a good channel. Meg Stallion needs to be charged. So that whole story too is like, I don't know if Rob said you watch Willie D. Occasionally, I don't really watch him like that at all. I more so catch different clips every once in a while, but I don't just watch him like that. But I'm well aware of who he is and who he was before the podcast, what rap group he was in, and and all that. So well aware. But as far as Meg the Stallion, I mean, based on how they described the story, it definitely sounded like something Tory would do. But as far as him actually doing it and how convincing he was on his album before he got locked up, it's kind of hard to just say, hey, he's black and white, this person did this person did that, So I don't know. But 10 years, I think, was definitely overkill to me. He has a shot parole in 2029, but even 6 years, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. And it's not really for me to argue about, but I just may or may not agree with that. I feel like they should have been a little more lenient when it comes to that, since there was falsehood within the case. Rob said on either. Rob said, did you see Willie D argument with Scarface back in 2023? Yes, that was hilarious. And also eye-opening to Scarface's character, because he couldn't argue back. Not really, not with nothing substantial, because it's like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. I see where Willie coming from, and it was kind of messed up. Pretty messed up if you think, if you think about it. Thank you for your view and your like. Thank you, Salid, K-Vlog, and Bangladesh. Hi, brother. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Everybody watching, please hit the like button. I appreciate it. And right here, it said, what's in America? All right. Saeed, we're here in America. Thank you. Rob said, who say in Illinois, America, Illinois. Rob said, who you say is right, Scarface or Willie D? Willie D. Because the whole principle behind it is, even if you feel like you only had a few minutes to represent Ghetto Boys, it's up to your discretion to say, okay, if it can't be both of us and we can't have this amount of time, then we don't need to do it at all. It just seemed desperate. And if you're supposed to be such a legend, you can't go for desperate. You're supposed to, make that boss move and say, nah, we ain't going like that. Either that's like the whole Outcast thing. Like, I feel like Andre and Big Boy have content of their own that they can lean onto and give when people ask for it. But if they asking for an Outcast reunion, I don't want to see just Andre up there. I don't want to see just Big Boy up there. If they can't represent both artists, then they don't need to be an Outcast reunion. Just period. I don't think that's right. Rob said, me too. And the Grammys don't deserve the Ghetto Boys. They don't. And that's why I think it was just desperate, because I feel like he just wanted to say he was on the Grammys. Right? So Tory Lanez, he got stabbed 14 times across the torso, the back, the head, and face. Which eventually collapsed both his lungs, apparently. I don't really know, like, anatomically speaking, how that works as far as recovery, just because they said, although he was on the breathing machine at first, he's now breathing on his own, and able to talk fluently and all that. But if your lungs collapse, like, I thought that was like, I didn't think you'd be able to do any of that, especially like instantly. So I don't know. It might be one of those things where it sounds worse than it is. I don't know. But I mean, I hope Tory recovers well, and I hope he gets back on his feet and there's no more issues. But it sounds like they tried to do him in. His lungs collapsed and stuff, so they had to pump him back up and get him talking. So I don't know. Hopefully he makes a full recovery. Rob said the fool who stabbed is probably made Stallion stand. Might be. You never know. And for somebody of his celebrity status, he might have been like barely in the yard. And that one time he was in the yard, it was a calculated hit to where they're like, okay, we finally got him. Now let's get him. Because I don't see that just being a thing with people like celebrities locked up but they just out there. You know, I don't see it. It don't really make sense. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all an update on that because it's definitely worse than what it was initially. I guess now that they discovered more is going on, but there is several cuts and lacerations all around them. Um, Rob said, I hope and pray Tory Lanez beat this case. Yeah, hopefully he gets up out of there. But you know, celebrities, you never know. They could just say screw it and have them come out. You really never know. I can't take it seriously anymore as far as celebrities doing actual time and locked up. Like it's a joke at this point. Like we have to see what they do with Diddy to really just know for sure. In fact, if it's even worth talking about anymore. Saeed said, "Bro, I don't speak in English higher. That's fine. Do you speak any German? I don't know. Bangladesh is out. It's not out there, but I thought it'd be close enough to understand a little German. I don't know. Das ist super weit. That's all I know. Because this is true. What the streamer says. This is super weit. That's all I got. But that's cool to not know too much English, man. It's hard to know English over here. It keep being weird and changing the time. Rob said the people in charge of the prison got it out for him. Probably a lot of people sided against Tory Lanez, especially the men. So I wouldn't be surprised if they took out their frustrations and anger out on them. And it's like, nah. So yeah, stabbed 14 times across the head, face, torso, and back. Big deal. And for those who are in the chat watching now, I appreciate it, whether you're hanging out. Well, I say, what was my thing? Whether you're hanging out or dipping out. Yeah, that's it. My bad. Whether you're hanging out or dipping out, please hit that like button. I appreciate it. Robert said, what language is that? That is German. I learned that a long time ago. German girl taught me that. Das ist zu viel Arbeit, which means this is too much work. Rob said, you tweaking, huh? Hey, I was froze for a little bit, huh? I couldn't think of the word. It wasn't there. I said, was you dating a German girl? No, she was a foreign exchange student. It was back in high school, freshman year. Foreign exchange student. But I don't think the school could really fund a program like that. And they ended up going right back to Germany. Never seen them again. Never came back. No other foreign exchange, nothing. Just that was it, one and done. So that was weird, but it happened. That's 1 and 1 and done. Say you tweaking. Yeah, man. But Max the Pro One says hi. What's going on, Max? If you don't mind whether you hanging out or dipping out, please hit that like button. I appreciate you. So I want to give y'all an update on Mr. Lanez. Rob said, in the words of Juvenile, you was tweaking on that live, huh? Thank you, Max. I appreciate that like. Thank you. I appreciate you. You was tweaking on that live, huh? It's hard for you to come alive, huh? Hard for you to survive, huh? That's one of my favorite songs. But yeah, Juvenile, for sure. But yeah, man, I just, like I said, wanted to give y'all an update on that, man. I ain't trying to hold y'all hostage on this live. I just wanted to give y'all that real quick. Hopefully we get some good news about Tory. All I keep hearing about Diddy is he's gray and skinny and very, very nervous, apparently, which, of course, you're nervous. This is one of the biggest cases they ever had. Hip-hop's biggest mogul, might be taken down. So, with that being said, I appreciate y'all, man. Rob said prayers for Tory Lanez, of course. And like I said, at this point, with celebrities in prison, the guy dropped an album like a few weeks ago. It's hard to just be like, like, come on. They got privileges in prison these days. That man recorded a whole album in prison. Suge Knight has a podcast. Like, how does this work when they're prisoners? It's crazy. But anyway, Rob said that, no Diddy era. Oh man, that Gucci Mane No Diddy song was crazy. Hilarious. All right, y'all. Diddy said, or I said Diddy said. Robert said, I hope Diddy drop an album in prison. Oh man, I hope he don't drop that soap in prison. That's what we don't need. Don't drop nothing in prison. All right, man. Y'all be easy. I appreciate y'all support as always. Rob, you the man. And thank you guys for coming through. Fearless, feel better, man. Everybody else involved, I appreciate you. Rob says, see you, and thank y'all for coming through, sliding out, and I catch you on the next one. All right.